Welcome to Ogden Local Nature Reserve. Ogden is located between the town of Halifax and village of Denholm, off the A629 in close proximity to Causeway Foot, just below the southern edge of Ogden Moor. The reservoir is fed by two becks originating in two steep-sided Yorkshire cloughs, Skirden Clough and Ogden Great Clough, the latter better known for its falls, Ogden Falls. In this aerial photograph we can see two distinct cloughs together with the extent of tree covers around the reservoir and in the valleys. Ogden Reservoir and the surrounding landscape is owned by Yorkshire Water plc. The surrounding woodland are managed on their behalf by Calderdale Metropolitan Borough Council Forestry Unit. It is managed as a discrete urban countryside park. In 2006 and 2007, the park achieved a prestigious Green Flag Award. To the front of the reservoir, there is a small terrace car park, visitor centre, toilets, and a classroom provided by heritage funding for the Friends of Ogden Water. The classroom allows wildlife and conservation activities to take place across the reservoir. Ogden Water is a 34-acre reservoir surrounded by 174 acres of mature mixed woodlands and open moor. The construction of the reservoir began in 1854 by the cooperation of Halifax to promote the general water supply to the town. The project employed up to 500 men and took until 1858 to complete. Holding approximately 222 million gallons at over 300 metres above the level of the sea, the reservoir is capable of supplying Halifax by gravity alone. Up to 1 million gallons of water per day can be released to supply Halifax with drinking water. High on the moor, above Ogden Water, is the Ogden Moor Wind Farm. The farm is highly visible from the reservoir promenade. The wind farm has been in operation since June 1993 when Yorkshire Wind Power Limited, a joint venture between Yorkshire Water and Yorkshire Electricity, built the farm on a water catchment land owned by Yorkshire Water. The 9.2 megawatt wind farm has 23 turbines producing enough electricity for about 7,500 homes. The power is fed directly back into the national grid. Wind turbines are housed at the top of a 32-metre high tower. Each wind turbine has three 17-metre long fiberglass reinforced polyester blades which rotates at 35 revolutions per minute. Turbines begin to generate power when the wind reaches 11 miles per hour, with a maximum output achieved at 29 miles per hour. At 56 miles per hour, turbines shut down for safety reasons. Although not quite as spectacular as Ogden Clough and Great Scar, Skirden Clough has a quiet tranquility about it. During storms, this tranquility may be shattered by flash floods which have been known to wipe away large tracts of land. This panoramic shot shows the higher ground immediately south of Skirden Clough. This area has been recently transplanted with trees of various kinds. The earliest woodlands in Ogden were planted around 1903 and include Scots pine as the dominant tree, with larch, beech and silver birch and sycamore also common. Hawthorn, alder and poplar can also be found. The Giant's Tooth is a large stone sculpture located within a man-made stone circle on the hillside with excellent views of Ogden Clough and surrounding moorland. Looking immediately behind the stone sculpture, you will see the Ovenden wind farm. Each turbine generator or windmill stands on a tower of some 32 metres high, and each wind blade is approximately 17 metres long. The small box at the top of the tower contains gear housing and is known as a nacelle. The base of the tower weighs upward of 250 tonnes. In this view, we are traversing up the hillside towards the Giant's Tooth. The Giant's Tooth is located in a man-made stone circle. On arriving at the Giant's Tooth, more often than not, it is windy and exposed, with bleak moorland surrounding it on cold winter days. Panoramic views can be experienced from this location, with excellent views of Soil Hill, surrounding moorland, and Halifax in the distance. As you leave the forested area from the back of the reservoir up through the tree line, a glimpse of the Giant's Tooth can be tenuously caught between the Scots pine. Looking backward, down the path and over the reservoir in an easterly direction, a large prominent hill can be seen. This hill is known as Soil Hill and is evident with the transmitter on the top. The overlying coal measures and escarpment can be seen overlying the Millstone Grit series. In this panoramic view of Ogden Clough and Great Scar, the footbridge can be seen in the distance, which carries the footpath in an easterly direction across the moor to the Ovenden wind farm. Immediately below the footbridge, a glimpse of Ogden Falls can be seen. To the immediate right of Ogden Falls, there is a small building which is a former lime house which was used to add lime to the acidic waters from the peatland catchment area. The geology of Ogden Scar and Ogden Clough consists of bold exposures of rough rock sandstone with underlying shales which are seen in the deeply eroded clough at Great Scar. Sedimentary structures include cross bedding, jointing, graded bedding and ripple marks. Weathering can also be observed where the rough rock is being broken down into its constituent minerals. Plant and trace fossils can also be found in the sandstone with bivalve fossils in the shale exposures. Tufa can also be seen forming on the banks of the stream where calcium carbonate is being precipitated from the groundwater in the form of an algal mat. The rough rock forms the uppermost formation of Millstone Grit series. To east of the site, towards Soil Hill, the overlying coal measure escarpment can be seen overlying the Millstone Grit series. Two public footpaths are located within Ogden Clough. The lower footpath hugs tightly the small river past Ogden Falls toward the reservoir. This footpath, while sheltered, is rough underfoot. Immediately above is another footpath which runs along the length of the Ogden Scar, where many of the geological features can be observed. Immediately behind this footpath is also another footpath which traverses the open moorland. Historical associations also include the site of a Roman road adjacent to the Great Scar. This man-made stone well feature known as Patrick's Well is located at the far side of the reservoir, close to where Ogden Clough and its beck service the reservoir. The pathway immediately behind the well up the steep hill will take you directly to the Giant's Tooth, where panoramic views of Ogden Clough, Great Scar and surrounding moorland may be enjoyed. Dotted around the perimeter of the reservoir there are many tree sculptures and features. These include foxes, squirrels, hawks, and wishing wells. These represent the natural history and wildlife of the area and prove popular with many children when they visit the site. This hawk sculpture is located on the pathway leading to the Giant's Tooth. The hawk majestically overlooks Ogden Clough below and the coniferous embankment. The sculpture is conveniently located beside a seat and resting place. In this scene, we are approaching the reservoir inlet and bridge at Ogden Clough after travelling in an anti-clockwise fashion from the visitor centre. The path around the reservoir can be traversed either anti-clockwise or clockwise. It is flat and relatively even and well suited for wheelchair use. This picturesque scene is of the holding dam or mill pond that stores water arising from Ogden Clough Head. The water is fed into the main reservoir via a series of sluices. Looking to the immediate right, you will see a pathway that moves onwards and upwards into Ogden Clough. Careful observation also reveals some further sculpture. The pathway to Ogden Clough via Ogden Falls is well signed. This includes the bluebell, Hyacinthoides non-scripta, a distinctive blue flower with a fragrant smell predominantly of woodland. Lesser celandine, Ranunculus vicaria, is found in woodland and damp places and consists of a distinctive star-like yellow flower. The wood anemone, Anemone nemorosa, is a white woodland flower with a distinct pollen-rich centre and distinctive leaves. Ramsons, Allium ursinum, a flower of the lily family, recognised immediately by its distinct smell and found in woodland, white flowers and distinct lanceolate leaves. Just above the mill pond on the pathway to Ogden Clough can also be seen coltsfoot, Tussula farfara. This bright yellow flower is a flower of trampled and well-trodden places and is a distinctive bright yellow colour. Not so far away on the pathway to Ogden Clough can also be seen this flowering currant, Ribes sanguinum. This bush flowers every year and the bright red flowers are very distinctive against drab spring days. This bush is likely a garden escape. The foxglove, Digitalis purpura, is seen in both white, purple and in pink forms along the lanes and throughout Ogden. The distinctive leaves are often seen early in spring. The plant Lady's Mantle, Alchemia species, has been noted at the bridge at Ogden Clough. The tiny yellow flowers and distinctive crenated leaves make this plant recognisable from others. The marsh thistle, Cirsium paluster, is also seen locally and abundant around damp edges of reservoirs, where it provides a rich nectar source for many bees and insects throughout the season.